hello and welcome to a special edition of Super Summer Series Trade TV. Season 23-24 is behind us. We've got the premiers, but now we're looking ahead to season 24-25. We're going to break all the teams down and have a look at who may be traded, and we actually have some exciting news tonight with a number of new players entering in to the Super Summer Series draft. We'll call Ben McManus from Berkeley Golf in to join the show and welcome Ben. Really looking forward to this episode. Got lots to get through in terms of some of the teams. Some big movements are afoot. You've been out, you've been doing the news rounds, and we've got some intel to share with you all tonight about how some of these team movements may take shape.
Certainly exciting, and looking forward to seeing how the trade period pans out.
Before we get into that, I think we must acknowledge the great effort of the premiers for 23-24, and that is Spazball, Chris Coughlin and Peter Horn. They had a fantastic semi-final, fantastic grand final, and they are well-deserved winners of the Claret Jug. And let's just have a look, because this is worth showcasing. On the 18th at Melton, there was half a shot difference. The specialist fielders had to chip on and at least birdie it to actually have a chance to win. They did birdie it, and this is what Peter Horn did on the 18th, putting for birdie to win the premiership. Now that, Ben, is a premiership putt. That's clutch golf at its best, and a well-deserved premiership there, and you can see the excitement from Peter Horn.
I was going to say, having sitting behind that putt, never looked like missing. Cogger showed him the line, had a good putt in his outright, only missed short and not too far away. Bagger doesn't show too much emotion, but he certainly did on that putt.
So well done to the specialist fielder Spazball for winning the flag. So it's trade period, that's it, 15th of April. Monday the 15th of April to the 1st of May is the official trade period where teams can nominate what's happening within themselves. But tonight we're going to break it down for all the teams, look at who sticks and who splits, and we've got some exciting news that we might be sharing with you. Let's break it down with Clutch & Co first, Ben. I'll leave this one to you.
Yeah, sticking for me, not going anywhere, not too far off. Securing finals in their inaugural year in the competition. Knocked off the eventual runners-up and specialist fielders in the opening round or two, and partied till 4 a.m. So certainly not going anywhere for me.
Had a few big scalps. One more win, and they would have been finished outright top of the ladder. And I can tell you now, if they had made finals, the hairstylists and the tanning salons were actually booked, and they were ready to absolutely take fashion to all new levels on the in the SSS competition, but it wasn't to be. But yep, they'll be back next year. Berkeley boys, I'll look after this one. It's a simple one for me. It's a stick. You finished second last on the ladder last year. You and Lockie sponsoring the competition, made the semi-final, so some big improvement, not going anywhere. So congratulations on the good year. And I must thank Lockie and Ben from Berkeley Golf for actually sponsoring the competition for the last few years and decking us out in our apparel. Just a little bit of a plug for their website, berkeley.com.au. You're looking for new apparel, tell your family and friends, get on it. But thanks for the support from you and Lockie, Ben, for the season.
Appreciate it. We look forward to doing the same again for season 3 next year.
Righto, the good fellas, what are your thoughts?
Sticking, a lot of love in that photo and a lot of love in that team, as Pete always mentions. Not going anywhere for me. They sandbagged their handicap towards the end of the season as well. So I'll start off with a pretty high handicap. I think they're at about 9. So they'll be a formidable opponent come early in the year next year.
Yeah, look at that photo there. That's certainly the yin and yang love bubble there happening for sure. And as you said, realised towards the end of the season that they weren't going to make finals and totally had a few shockers, blew the scores out. And they'll start next year with a handicap of 9. So they're going to really shake the competition up in some of the earlier rounds like they did in season 24-25. The interesting thing though tonight, Ben, what we can share is there are players who have come forward to nominate for the 24-25 draft. So let's have a look at some of these names, and a big one to kick us off right at the top of the table as to who has put their name forward.
Brendan Jamieson, he'll go pick one in that draft, that's for sure. A formidable opponent, a formidable teammate, a lot of golfing experience in the fraternity. Played one game with his son Mitch and knocked off the eventual premier in Spazball, holding out for Eagle on the
in very comfortably too.
Yeah, and beat him quite comfortably. He'll have a few phone calls in the next 2 weeks.
Harrison Bolt, so overseas at the moment, coming back. He's confirmed he's locked away. I'm not sure what appeal he might have amongst the teams, but he's certainly a confirmed nominee.
Yeah, his phone won't be running hot, I don't think. He's been drinking a lot more Guinness than he has been playing golf or doing anything, to be fair. So he's thrown his hat in the ring. It's fantastic. He'll be a great third wheel, I think.
Just a couple others. Will McKenzie, the third wheel for the Specialist Fields, and Matty Mullins was the third wheel for the KFC Allies. Look, they may want to throw their hat in the ring. There's question marks there because they certainly, Will McKenzie certainly did some of the heavy lifting. Matty Mullins enjoyed the golf. They may want a team in their own right. Gav Coronius confirmed he partnered with Livio in the St Albans Old Boys when I was unavailable. He's confirmed. Alex Coronius and Brad Bolt. Now that's the big name that's come in. Was the Naga last year, expelled from the competition because he underperformed and his team finished last, but is absolutely disgusted that the team that he was forced to leave and replaced him were only to finish last again in season 24-25.
Yeah, I had a good chat to him. He wasn't too happy with how things panned out down at KFC Allies, and he's thrown his hat in the ring for selection. Will be interesting to see how that pans out for season 3. Not sure he's wanted back by Sandy or Wayne, to be fair. I think his options will probably be to join his son Harrison, and if we thought the Goodfellas handicap would be high, or the Bolts, that'll be a pretty high
Clutch and
handicap.
Co started the season with like a 12. I could only imagine the Bolts could have a world record 9-hole Ambrose handicap if they were to join forces.
Certainly would be the case, in my opinion.
Right, the KFC Allies, what are your thoughts?
Question marks on that one. Brad, as we just mentioned, Brad Bolt's thrown his hat into the ring. Interesting to see how that pans out with Sandy Matheson. Matty Mullen might make himself available as well with Wayne. So it's just a question mark. I don't think there's any fracture in the team. I just think that there's other options for them to explore, and they might do so over the trade period.
We know Jono's back. He loved the competition. He decided to be back. Bit of a golfing enigma, Wayne. He'll rock up with the dory in hand, in mouth, tee it off straight down the middle with the driver, only to see him a couple of holes later having a fresh airy on the fairway. So it's a bit of a mixed bag for Jono's golf. No, he's not happy finishing last ladder, only for his son Billy to be a potential top of the ladder team, and that is actually providing a fair bit of inspiration for him to coming into next season.
Yeah, he's certainly keen to get season 3 underway.
Right, St Druid, I'll leave this one to you.
Can confirm that they have mutually agreed to part ways for season 3. All in good spirits, all amicable. They've just decided that they want to explore their options elsewhere during the trade period and for season 3. So Mark Ellison and Mickey Hay will be available for a new partnership come season 3. In
separate teams, maybe the dynamic wasn't quite right there, but the SSS Commission has reached out to Mark and done a health and wellbeing check. He reassures us the splitting of ways was amicable, and he's really looking forward to coming into the season next year. And look, seeing that name, Brendan Jammers, up there, I'm sure Mark will be straight onto the phone after the airing of this episode, trying to seek a new partner for next season.
I know that was said in the media statement, but I think there might be an underlying effect from that semi-final loss. A bit like Greg Norman in '96, that choke on the last.
Righto, St Albans Old Boys, Ben, that's my team. You got myself and Livio Tadero. How do you see this one?
Split for me, close with obviously Livio Tadero. He is my manager at work. There's a lot of fracture, there's a lot of unrest. He keeps mentioning how he has to carry the commissioner, and his form hasn't been up to scratch this season. I think it's a split. I think Livio is looking to look elsewhere for a partnership.
Look, I'll just categorically deny that at the moment. The sign of a good team, Ben, is when you are totally honest and hold each other to account. He wasn't happy with some of my consistency off the tee. I wasn't happy with everything he did outside of going off the tee. Wasn't happy with his chips, his approaches and his putting, but that's what good teams do. They're open, honest and hold each other to account. There's no secrets there. We say it to our faces and we know where we need to improve, and we'll be back bigger and better than next year, the St Albans Old Boys, and we'll be pushing top 4.
With respect, Commissioner, I got the feeling through that statement that you're just not happy with each other. So we'll see how that pans out.
Livio Tadero has the full backing, 100% backing of the SSS board. I can reassure you of that. Let's have a look at Spazball. Easy one for me. They're going nowhere. This team had 2 of the best partnership games of Ambrose Golf in the semi-final, grand final, where one didn't step up with a good shot. The next bloke hit it and absolutely creamed it, and they shot under par off the stick in both the semi and the grand final. The perfect round of golf for an Ambrose pair. They'll be back bigger next year, and we'll be aiming for back-to-back. Let's hope they don't get the hangover of the Water Caddies, who just went to water and were a fractured team coming in to the new season. But they're going nowhere, Spazball. We look forward to seeing them on the fairways next year. Specialist fielders, Ben, how do you see them?
Question mark for me. We'll see how this pans out over the trade period. Back-to-back grand final losses, which they should have won. They are the best team in the competition for mine. Question mark, Brendan Jamison's thrown his hat in the ring. Obviously, Mitch Jamison had a great win over Spazball, pairing up with Brendan Jamison for that make-up round. So it'll be a holding pattern. I know Mitch did a lot of the heavy lifting over the last 2 grand finals and had question marks over his partner. They're a tight unit. They are tight, but I would just want to think that they might throw that.
Best team in the comp, back-to-back grand finals, which they're the only team that's played in back-to-back finals, but they haven't won one. So does something need to change to take that next step? That's going to be the interesting thing we see from this team next season.
Tight unit, like I said, but a bit of a holding pattern for me, and we'll see how that pans out over the next 2 weeks.
Water Cannons, I'll take this one. For me, it's clearly game over for these two. We know there's been statements about we're thick, we'll stick together, we're a united team, there's nothing there. But to me, those statements are really, really hollow. They lack conviction, and this is a team that has had all the signs of fracture right throughout the seasons from the start. I know Pete Delbridge is unhappy with the absenteeism of Wayne Wynnum and some of the social media stunts that Wayne embarked on throughout the year, trying to become some TikTok sensation, only to not rock up on the Wednesday night to play a game of golf, which cost a penalty shot to the Water Cannons. And despite them having the luxury of wearing the Summer Series Blaze reigning premiership tops, I think this team could be seeking alternative partners for next season. And I reckon Pete Delbridge could be on the phone with Mark Allison, who dials BJ first, to try and secure his services for next season. Let's have a look at the Shanks. I'll leave this one to you.
Can confirm that Lucas Elliott has not offered a contract to Grant Hawkridge for Season 3 of the Super Summer Series. They have split ways. It is over, which makes Lucas Elliott available come Season 3 of the Super Summer Series, and he will be a formidable teammate, that's for sure. He's a bloody good golfer. He's off too, so he'll be hot property.
Now, you've got some inside mail on this one.
I do.
That the parting of the ways of the Shanks and the parting of the ways of St Druid has been an orchestrated move to do what?
The mail is that Lucas Elliott and Mickey Hay will be joining forces next year. Brendan Jamison, as a handicap, will certainly have his work cut out coming up with a handicap for those two. Two bloody good golfers. They will be joining forces come Season 3 next year, taking them out of the draft, and they will be a team next year. I have mail on their name as well, but we'll wait till we reveal that.
We look forward to the nominations coming in and seeing whether that mail that you've got bears to be absolutely true. This is the process for the trade period. So the SSS trade period, confirmed teams must nominate by the 1st of May. And then traded. So if you're a team and you're back, St Albans Old Boys, come the 15th of April, we'll be nominating ourselves and say we're back for season 24-25. If your team's back, just get into the WhatsApp group, confirm your participation and registration for next season. If you're a traded or draft player and you're looking to apply for a new team licence, they must be in by the 15th of May. The Commission will review all applications for new teams, make a determination on those teams in June. We do love our 10-team competition. We love the 9-round format. We love the final series. But you've seen the interest in the draftees. You've seen the teams that are potentially splitting. So we will be able to go to a maximum of a 12-team comp. And to be honest, when you have a look at the draftees, it's shaping up that we could potentially go to a 12-team competition in 24-25. So the licenses that will be issued are going to be absolute like gold nuggets, because it will only ever be a 12-team comp.
Yeah, it will be a great viewing next year and only strengthens the competition with some of the names that have been thrown into the ring. So really looking forward to seeing how the trade period pans out over the next few weeks.
Well, you've thrown a few things out there tonight. You've broken it down. There's teams that are certainly to stick, but there's a lot of teams that have question marks and a lot of teams that you've confirmed a few that's splitting. So we look forward to the trade period planning out and all the action happening over the WhatsApp group over the coming weeks. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, and we look forward to seeing what's going to play out over the trade period. Thanks for joining us on Super Summer Series TV.